Heyo, it's Thursday. I'm here, you're here, must be an OSM update time. Holla back. Girl. Yes, that's right. I'm Jack Hickley. We are here with an OSM update, and I am happy to be with you. Today, we have the vantage of my office that reveals my wonderful sword, a great piece of the office decor that is Shay Jack. Hopefully, you can stop by for a visit real soon and admire all the other weird kind of personality quirks that inhabit this particular space of the church. So, hey, I'm glad you guys are tuning in with us. Some exciting things to talk about on the update this day. And the most important is, of course, High School SpringHill is happening this weekend, and that's something that we're really excited about. We're taking 14 students, 4 leaders, and it's really going to be a great trip. Their retreats always have kind of a really cool possibility to take kids out of their environment and help them to really understand deeper what their relationship with Christ means and help them refocus on that, as well as develop closer relationships with the other kids in the youth group. We have some kids going this time that I think there's a real high chance of just benefit and encounter in that. And so the rest of the leaders, along with myself, are really excited about the potential that brings. So what we want to ask you to do, the viewers and listeners, is would you just keep us in your prayers this weekend? If you're going and you're a high school student, we're going to be just getting into it and having a great time all weekend long. But if you are at home, you're a parent, you're a student who's not going to SpringHill, my request is really that you just keep us in your prayers. That God would do just amazing things, and that myself, Melissa Schaefer, Sarah Verlinde, Josh Leupold, who are the other leaders going, that you would just allow us to be usable by God in encounters, in interactions, and of course pray with the camp staff and pray for safe travel and so on. And if you're going to SpringHill, if you are a student, I just want to kind of have this chance to remind you that your parents or you should have received an email from me with health waivers, with the link to the SpringHill health form. The SpringHill health form in particular, it's very important, that needs to be filled out online before we get to SpringHill Friday night. So you need to make sure that gets done. We'll, of course, remind you tomorrow night. Also, we're going to try to leave for SpringHill at around 3:30 p.m., which I know is going to be a close shave for some of you. However, we're not going to leave without you. Don't worry. Just to keep in your mind that we should try to get to the church as quickly as possible, because it's kind of a longish drive to SpringHill, and we want to get there in time to be settled in and get really involved in everything there is for us to do this coming weekend. So coming as quickly as possible from school and from getting all your stuff and all of that will be super huge help as we go about this weekend, okay? So some other things, these are updates and recaps that we've talked about before, but they're really important, and I really want to emphasize those. The first being baptism. If you are a student who is going to SpringHill and are interested in baptism, connect with me sometime this weekend and we'll start kind of forging that path of what that'll look like here at Ogden. But if not, if you're going to be here and you have a student who's thinking about baptism, or you as a parent or a student or a middle school student, high school student, if you're thinking about baptism, there are baptism meetings going on during both services this coming weekend on February 19th. So Pastor John's kind of teaching that and going over what baptism will look like. So if you're going to be here on Ogden's campus, try to make it to one of those meetings and touch base with Pastor John. If you were not able to attend those meetings because you're at SpringHill or any other reason, connect with me or with Pastor John, certainly, and we will start helping you get through the process of what it means to be baptized here at Ogden, how and when that can happen. So baptism is a really, I think, an important step in the life of a believer, making that public proclamation of faith and following Christ in the rite of baptism, I think is a super important thing. But it's a very personal decision, so it's not something that we want to kind of foist on you if you don't feel called or to that at this particular moment. However, if you are feeling led that way, there are some opportunities this weekend for you to step into that. Senior small group. We had tried it in January, and it was a good time for the people who came, but what Sarah and I want to do is really help this senior small group time reach as many seniors as we can to help them engage in this community as well. Sarah and I truly believe this is going to be a beneficial thing just for us to be able to process what is your faith going to look like when you're done with high school, when you're not, in the youth group, or maybe even for a lot of people, you're not going to be as close to the church that you've grown up in, be that Ogden, or if, from anywhere else. This is a great invite for friends to join in this community as well. We want you to get in touch with us and help us find a time that's going to work and be good for you. We know that there's not going to be a perfect time for everybody, but we want to be able to reach as many of you as possible and find times where we can come together. So please reach out to me or Sarah via email, Facebook, what have you. We want the senior small group to be a service and a gift to high school seniors. So we want that process to be both ways, not just us telling you what it is. We want to work with you because we believe there's a high benefit in the process. So that's kind of it for this OSM update. Spring Hill's the big prayer. It's going to be a really great time, but of course we want to welcome those of you who are not going to be going, and parents of those who are, to help join in prayer as we work through what's going to be an amazing weekend. I know that God has got great things in store for us as leaders and for the students as well. So we lift all of that up. And I will talk to you guys again on Monday. This is Jack Hickley with the OSM update signing off. I hope you have an OS-amazing day. What up? Ya burnt.